the seeker is already not there as separate from this or from the totality. Even in the midst of seeking that seems to be happening, trying to find, there is already no seeker. So the seeker is a fallacy. The person is a fallacy. This is just a dream without a dreamer. There's no one dreaming. Therefore, there's no one to wake up. There can only be what remains, which is just this totality, everything. And there's no one to celebrate that totality has been found. There's no witness. There's no one to claim that I found wholeness. Now I'm a king. I will try maybe to open my own ashram and do some classes there. There's no one there to even say that, to even think about it. All there is this. This is all there is. There's nothing separate from this. There's no one to conquer anything, to conquer the illusion, to get rid of the illusion. Or the separation, if I should say. So being somebody who was born in a certain location and grow up, went to a certain school, got a job, got married, there is just a knowledge in the memory that is memorized as it is. That one can never really be found because it's just a story. It's just a story. There's already no one there. And the story belongs to no one. That one can never really be found in this. So there's only this. There's nothing else. There's no other than this. There is no somewhere out there. There's no one to achieve anything. There's no one to lose anything. There's no one to get anything. There's just this nameless, ageless, timeless, birthless, deathless, and spacious. So there's no death. There's no birth. There's nobody to die because no one is living already. Someone living and dying is just a story. just like when you read a novel that George passed on and left his beautiful children and wife. It's just a novel at the end of the day. There's no real George. Those are just words on the paper, piece of paper. But when it is read, it may the imagination may seem to happen there. It can be imagined that oh George just passed and the emotions can be felt, may seem to arise because of the story that is believed in and read. But when we finish reading the novel, then it is always seen that at the end of the day, it's just a story. So the emotions die down and everything is forgotten.
You know what tinnitus is? Or tinnitus? I don't know if it's tinnitus or tinnitus. It's when you get older, you get ringing in your ears. So at all times, I hear a high pitched sound. Uh, that's not unusual for people my age, especially men for some reason. So I at all times I hear the sound, but I only hear the sound if I notice that I hear the sound. And then once you notice that you hear the sound, you can't unhear the sound. And then some people get really irritated because they hear the sound, right? But then that just makes the sound worse somehow.
Yeah.
Sound can get worse or to get better, you know, depending on ambient noise or how tired you are or whatever. Right now, I've got it really bad, but it's always there beneath everything that you hear, you know.
Exactly. It is noticed here as well, but it was never noticed before we spoke about
You're welcome.
it.
But that's what it feels like, you know. That's what this feels like, you know. Occasionally it's like, okay, I got it. But then you forget or don't notice, you know. But there's the story for me is that you should notice. Seems to help. You don't get so stressed about things. The imaginary being does not get so stressed about things, you know. They're able to say, oh, my dog died. Maybe the dog was never there, you know. But that energy that's the dog is everywhere still, right? It puts things in perspective. Not so hard on yourself or whatever, but the story that that's a should be doing this is one I'm starting to wonder about. It's almost like I should listen to my tinnitus.
In a way, as we are talking about the noticing that the sound is noticed, Um, as well, it can be noticed that there is no difference between the dead and the living. As a matter of fact, they are not dead people and living people. So somehow, a relative that has just passed on, it can also be noticed that uh, nothing happened. You know, nothing happened. There's no separation. It's in the sense that the one who seemed to pass on, it is just recognized that it's just this same energy. It was just this same energy. Somehow that one is never missed in a way because there's just this whole energy, this boundless energy appearing to lead to express itself in different bodies, even without the bodies. It is it is everything. It is totality. So grieving may seem to happen, you know, when there is that sense of separation is still there. But when that sense of separation dissipates, then you know it is seen that wholeness is all there is. There are no people, there are no children, there are no animals, there are no trees, mountains, no planets, no dimensions. It is all just this. So nothing is missed, nothing is lacking. There is no one who's living that can be born and be missed because it is just.
So you and the Buddha and Christ and Nisargadatta Maharaj and whoever else keeps pointing back to that. Why? What for? What good is it?
It's just what's happening.
This is why you love me, right? I ask these stupid questions.
No, it's a good question. It's a good question. As a matter of fact, there's no one who's pointing to anything. It is just this already. It is this appearing to point to itself in a way. It is this asking that question. That's which is asking that question is everything already. It is wholeness. It is boundless aliveness. Asking that question, it is everything. It is not Charles as a person. It is everything asking that question. So the question and the answer is everything already. It is the totality. Whether the answer is given or not, it doesn't really matter. Because the question itself is already the answer. There's no one to do anything here. There's no one to ask question here. There's no one to give an answer. It is wholeness already. It is this doing everything, going to work, talking, noticing or not, thinking or not, wondering, identifying with the body, disidentifying, disidentifying with the body. There's no one to do anything. There's no one even to smile, to laugh, to be sad, to wonder.
You've robbed me of my question.
This the when in the bathroom, when the water is going in the drain. When do you ever notice that the little water that is left behind, it just gets sucked. It's like that. Every question, it is consumed by this wholeness. It will never survive. So it is wholeness asking a question. There's no one who's asking a question, and there's no one who's giving an answer. It is wholeness asking a question and wholeness giving an answer. There's no one to talk to. Yeah, there's just talking. And this isn't talking to anyone. So thinking uh, may seem to happen, but it's not important. There is that which doesn't think, that which is undisturbed, that which is always felt from that heart space, that which is everywhere and nowhere. Thoughts as well are consumed by that, and thinking is not necessary anyway. This is beyond thinking. Stop thinking and just be. And this is talking to itself anyway.